It's your boy, Revolutionary Cuz. I am your favorite father, thugging it everywhere. Don't believe me? Ask that bitch thing about me. You dig? All right, shout out to the Art of Dialogue. They've been constant with this straight heat with these interviews. They also got the Dialogue Dilly motherfucking interview. If you haven't checked the channel out, go and subscribe and post their video in the description box below. But here we go, another one with Dame Dash, basically talking on the situation with Beanie Sigel. And I mean, we know how Rockefeller went when they split up. You know, Beans went with Jay-Z, and that's kind of like the last time we heard of Beans. And I mean, like, if Beans would have stayed with Dame and been loyal, and I mean, we would have seen Beans on probably another level right now, like other than working out some motherfucking food truck, which is what he quote unquote want to do. I mean, we still see Beans performing every now and then. Recently, we seen Beans with Cash Money at the reunion tour. And I mean, like, state properties coming back supposedly. Who knows? But yeah, let's listen to what Dan got to say about the Bean situation.
Beans, he was on the platform and he showed you nothing but love too, but he did tell me that his album, The Becoming, it came out without him knowing.
That's because he was don't you think hold on, time out.
Now, for starters, other than Jay, look at Bleek recently. Everybody speaks high of Dame. Dame was the one that went the extra mile for niggas, make sure shit got done if niggas was being taken advantage of. He went the extra mile to, you know, basically be a slick, low-key Suge Knight and get shit done. I mean, but yeah.
He was in prison. So of course it would have came out better if he wasn't in prison. The celebration.
And you can't get mad at a nigga for trying to release your project while you're in jail. He's trying to put some money in your pockets.
To me, there would be that someone even put his album out at all and cared because nobody else wanted to do it. So my plan for Beanie was to make, because I didn't know if he was going to get convicted or not. I was trying to make 3 or 4 albums so he could get $1 million because he got $1 million advance. Everyone did that sold over 500,000 records. So I just wanted to keep him with $1 million every year he was in jail to take care of his family. But I didn't have any support. So yeah, it's kind of hard to do everything on your own. So I basically, when we released his album,
and if you go and watch my old Petey Crack interview, Petey was like, Dame let him spend $1 million of Def Jam money without dropping an album. He said for each one of his projects, he wanted to make sure he had $1 million. So for the Truth, the Coming, is that the second one? Doing all the dazzling corrupt features, and no, the Becoming, the Truth and the Reason. My bad, Truth and the Reason, and then the Becoming was the third one. So he basically got $3 million, not including the state property money, the state property clothing, the movies. So like, Dame was really feeding niggas. All right, let's get back to this video.
Physically went and performed his records. That's my street team. So it's like, you know, nothing's perfect. I would have rather it come out. I would have rather not been in jail. I would have rather not had to go to court every day from Philly, from Tribeca. I would have rather not had to, you know, he did his house arrest. Like I had people talking to the judge, the jail. He did his house arrest in one of my cribs. Luckily, I had a few.
Right. Like he just said, when he was going through a little court situation, he put him up in one of his cribs. And Beans was even said before out of his own mouth, Dame would come to Philly, straight to the block, pull up on him, make sure he was straight. Like Dame will be in the hood, places he don't need to be, to make sure his artists are straight. Like Dame has always been a solid motherfucker, yo.
But he did it in Tribeca so he could still work. When he was going through his trial or when he was home on bail, I had him in a 5,000 square foot Tribeca loft, and his whole crew stood there.
Put his whole crew
and
out.
Then, you know, I made sure that he was protected by having cameras on at every second. And I made sure that we looked strong and that everybody in Rockefeller came to support him at least once. That's what I did.
Yeah, he said that he had no idea that the Feeling in the Air video came out until he seen it on TV when he was in prison.
Oh, no. Feel It in the Air. Let me just tell you about Feel It in the Air. I had Mariah Carey actually laid the vocals for "Feeling It in the Air." For
Now, "Feel in the Air" was a big single, and if you would have had Mariah Carey on this shit, yeah, that would have been more of a bigger single, man. You know, Mariah was damn near in their back pocket, fucking with Dame, fucking with Cam.
Beanie, and he swapped out the singer for a younger singer that was on our label, and that's "Feeling in the Air," the original, and that's Mariah Carey. She came over, and she was like, kind of like, I'll give you a story, but she was like, "Yo, what's up with your man Freeway?" Because of the battle he had with Cassie, like she was really clued in, and but as a favor to me, she and big shout out to Freeway. He did a great job on the album, and he's a real lyricist, and to me, he's a general, and he does what I think you should do as a rapper at that age that's been through what he's been through. But yeah, he took Mariah Carey off. She did it on a boat in Capri for me. But I would have rather had Mariah Carey on that record. But she did. I gotta find that vocal.
Yeah, that would have been crazy if y'all had her on the hook.
It was. I had it.
Money in the Bank.
You know, the thing was, Beanie started making decisions that I just would be like, go ahead. So every decision Beanie made was his. He chose to go the direction of Jay. That was.
And for him to even allow his artists to even make that type of executive decision, that was dope and real on Dame's behalf. I mean, because normally an executive producer be like, nah, this is the bigger artist. Fuck this no-name person. We're going to put this shit and this shit going to sell. So Beans chose that. I mean, Beans chose to go with Jay. Beans chose to, do what he do.
It's his decision. Even though things were going on, I don't knock him for it. Like I said, I think, to me, everybody in Rockefeller should have been a billionaire. And the question I always ask is, how come there's no more Rockefeller?
Damn, he said everybody at Rockefeller, not just a few of them. Everybody should have been a billionaire because there were a few billionaires on that record label. From Jay to Kanye to Rihanna, that's a couple billion, each one of them. I mean, they pick and chose who they want to push it to the limit. I mean, like, way more talented souls than those that I just named. And we know this.
I left it on somebody's watch. How come there's no more Rockware? I left it on somebody's watch. What you should talk about is, what did
Rockaware, that shit was booming in the hood. That shit was white people was wearing Rockaware. Rockaware had Puff Daddy coming out with the Sean John clothing. I mean, everybody was on their clothing shit. They killed Fubu, Carl Kanai. I mean, like they were doing it. Then Jay came out with the S. Carter with the Reeboks deal, and I mean, like, that shit was booming. Dame had that shit booming, my nigga. And then the state property clothing was dope. I had a little bit of everything.
Rockefeller looked like when I had it, and then when I didn't. How cool was it before? And then it just evaporated. I don't understand why no one asked that question.
No. When they sold it, he kind of got rid of Rockefeller, which was the original brand, and then he started Rock Nation, which has become one of the strongest entities out there right now, but it doesn't have the same feel and flow. And it seemed like they went more from being rap and hip hop to being anything that's commercial. Like, they got country artists, they got a whole bunch of pop artists. I mean, they fuck with all genres of music now. They try to be what Def Jam was. They trying to be what Universal is. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to be the distributors. And Jay-Z doing it.
To be logical, it'd be like, damn, when Rockefeller was there, it was hot. Now it doesn't exist. When Rockware was there, and I was, spending all this money, it was hot. But now it doesn't exist. How come these things don't exist anymore? And only, no one that was a part of it has a volume of money. Let me just tell you something. Anyone that works every day, that's in front of a camera every day, that's doing shows every day, it's because they have to. That they got you buy, but you have bills that you have to maintain. Nobody really wants to do physical work.
Mm.
Wealth is, to me, how much you don't have to work and only do what you want. That's wealth to me.
Yeah, that's real talk. And Beans,
Is that why certain people have yearly long tours versus, just a month or two? I mean, I don't see that. I don't see that because 50 will go on an 8-month year run tour and then chill for a little bit and then back at it. But he's making sense. He's making sense.
He also told me that, when he got out of prison, him and Jay had a convo, and Jay told him personally that he didn't like how he was working with R. Kelly. But him telling me that made me think about Shu, and I wanted to ask you, did you have any issue with him working with R. Kelly?
I was gone. I checked out. I know when I saw the video and how he was dressed, I thought it was like contradicting. Like my issue with that would be, like, let's say for God's the personal.
And I could totally see Dame being a Harlem nigga, being against Jay-Z working with R. Kelly. I could totally see that. I mean, but Jay was on his shit. I mean, Jay was progressing. I mean, he was becoming the king of the city, the king of rap. I mean, like one of the greats, and he felt like it was a good idea.
Is that wasn't the type of artist that Beans was. He was more of a state property kind of guy, and that's what in me that was the vertical I wanted for him, that I thought he would be successful at. But him, like, dressing up a different way and doing like, that's just not. It was like when Beans was writing music for Puff. And I had to have a conversation with Puff after a while, like, why you keep having my artists writing for you? Because we're not the same. Like, it's a different kind of thing. Like, I wouldn't have like an R&B artist or writer, even though like my artists, they got to write for themselves. Or she was getting cut up, really, or there was a little less respect. But it just wouldn't make sense for his image. It didn't go with state property. It went with Rockwear, and that's what other people from other cultures convinced him was you should do more Rockwear looking. To the extent that he was kind of mad at me because I was like, nah, don't do Rockwear. That's not you. You're state property. That's all. Like, why have two people doing the same vertical? But I love Beans. They're all my brothers. I love them all. I have no hate toward any of them. Disappointment, yes. But, they're men. They have to make their own decisions. Did they realize the potential that I thought that they should have, that I visualized for them? No. Not at all. But it took us as a team to get where we had to go, and the team got broken up. So now everybody has to do what they got to do. It's every man for themselves now. But it's better when we're a team.
But yeah, man, it sucks that, like, everybody went their own way, and basically Jay took what he felt like were going to be people worth taking from Dame, because he did take Kanye from Dame. He did take Young Guns from Dame. He did take Freeway from Dame. He did take motherfucking Beanie Sigel from Dame. So, like, Jay really stole a nigga everything and left a nigga stuck. Like, that's fucked up. And then, like, it seemed like Freeway has the only one that went on and has a successful solo career. Like, Beans was the king of Philly. Before Meek Mills was around, Beans was the king of Philly. Prior to that, we gave the crown to Cassidy. Like, realistically. But, like, at times, bad business decisions can crumble an empire, man. What you think about the situation with Dame and Beans? But it seems like Dame always big up Beans, vice versa. And Beans doesn't want to acknowledge it that he kind of fucked up. He always say he always show love to Dame, and he don't want to admit that Jay-Z fucked him over, but like that's what took place. You can't call an apple a pear and a grape a orange. Like, we know Puffy did Shine fucked up with the case. It's just shit that we know. It is what it is, know what I mean? But tell me what you think. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. It's them again. If you have an iPhone or Roku TV, download Chronic TV now. Shout out to my folks over there at Chronic Palooza. You're going to get your tickets to the Oklahoma Air Festival, September 5th, 6th, 7th. Finesse 2 times, performing live on the 6th. You know what it is. Until next time, smoke for your boy.